This is part 2 of Who is Victoria Monét. In this section, we discuss the development of her project Jaguar and its subsequent release. We also discuss her future. Becoming Jaguar. With that insight, she returned to the studio in 2018 to work on her forthcoming album. Importantly, this is also when she came out as bisexual after having a situationship with Kalani. This project would be the first time she prioritized herself. In the past, she couldn't afford to give her efforts her full attention because she needed to write for others to survive. However, after co-writing #1 hits, Thank You Next, and Grammy-nominated 7 Rings, she finally felt secure enough to focus on herself. Jaguar is executively produced by D-Mal, which was a dream come true because she knew since her Purple Rain days that she wanted to do a project with him. Jaguar is Motown influenced. She sought to explore her roots and harken back to the diverse sound of that era. She wanted to redefine the meaning of an R&B record because she felt the box had shrunk. She was directly influenced by Earth, Wind & Fire and how they had breaks in songs to allow instrumentation to take center stage. She combined 70s sonics with a 90s influenced Topline inspired by Janet and Aaliyah. Meaning of Jaguar. Jaguar is symbolic. Firstly, the jaguar she's referring to is the Black Panther, which has strong symbolism in the Black community. Secondly, the jaguar's rarity in nature alludes to the rarity of Black women, and specifically Black LGBTQ women, in music, and her desire to be a form of representation. On the other hand, it symbolizes her career journey. Like the black jaguar, who is nocturnal and easily camouflaged, she spent a lot of time in the background, honing her craft and observing other artists. This project is her taking those insights and going for what she wants. I also see Jaguar as a representation of her strength and newfound comfort with being unapologetically herself. This is her Diana Ross I'm coming out moment. Determined to be seen, she aligned herself with supportive indies, Tribe Records and Platoon, a manager, Rachelle Jean-Louis, and creative director Jaquel Knight. Jaguar rollout. The first single, Ass Like That, was released late 2019. Sonically, it reminds me of Everything by Mary J. Blige. The song is empowering, it's clever, and encourages women to take ownership of their bodies in more ways than one. She also starts doing these hilarious skits, even some holiday themed, which shows her creative genius. The project was well thought out. She even unified her presentation and the album's assets by a muted color palette filled with various shades of brown. In February 2020, she was named Apple's Up Next artist, which was awesome, but I want to give context that Platoon, which backs her, is owned by Apple. The same month, her single Moment came out, which is this lush record but functions both as a declaration of now being her time to shine and an innuendo. The strings and break give the song an avant-garde feel. The video, shot in Cape Town, South Africa, directed by Valentin Petit, further elevates the track. The location and production quality alone cost a buck, but remember, she has Apple backing her. The song afforded her her first solo TV performance on Jimmy Kimmel. She went all out, which was smart given the pandemic that would soon force her to reimagine her entire rollout. In June, Experience was released after much contemplation on whether now was the right time, but she decided to release it because she felt like it could be a light for many in these dark times. It's a disco track that wasn't initially included, but she rediscovered it and decided to add Khalid. In August came Jaguar, a fun, soulful pop record. This video for this single held the project up because it was initially slated to be shot in Cuba, but due to COVID, they had to figure out another way to bring their vision to fruition. They did so by using motion capture technology, which sounds expensive and took months for them to make. Jaguar. On August 7, 2020, Jaguar was released. It is one of 3 projects that will form her debut album. The project was positively received. It charted on the Billboard 200 at 174, which isn't amazing, but it's a start. I really like the project. It showcased her at her most elevated state as an artist. It's a reflection of mastery, or rather her 10,000 hours. The only gripe I had is that it's too short, but I understand that she's microdosing to maximize the potential of the overall project, which is smart. I prefer that over a long album. Future. Much like Smokey Robinson or Pharrell, Victoria strives to achieve harmony between her work behind the scenes and as a performer. She wants commercial success, aspiring to be a mogul with product lines. She also wants to act and score film. I'm confident that with her talent, vision, and team, especially with the Apple support by the way of Platoon, that those aspirations are all possible. For future reference, I do think she should try to achieve some distance between herself and Ariana publicly. So many articles about Victoria use Ariana's name to grab attention, a practice that keeps her in constant association with the megastar. While I love that Victoria is so supportive of her peers like Ari and Normani, she and her team need to direct interviewers and writers to focus on her. She must find a way to make a clear distinction between her front-facing artistry and her work behind the scenes. I might even suggest that she not talk about her work with other artists at all, at least while she's trying to build a name for herself. This is my take on Victoria Monét. Let me know your thoughts. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.